Gentlemen, start your engine! Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, once again. Welcome back to Fearless Broadcasting. My name's Pat Wilkinson, up in the booth. Once again, solo here tonight with the Wild West Racing League Stand for Wit O'Reilly's Cup Series, brought to you by the Stand for Wit organization, brought to you by Redline Radio. Just make sure I get that one in there, Trey. Redline Radio, primary sponsor of the Wild West Racing League. Fearless Broadcasting brought to you in part by Juicy Spider, our new partner and sponsor. That's the one I was looking for. With our wonderful new intro video, as you all just saw. Glad to have these wonderful folks on board. Hopefully we can get some work with them going. Get our own custom intro, just as nice as you all just saw. Brought to you also by iRacing Live Timing and SDK Gaming, by Puffy's Swag Shop, and by Goose's Rattle Can Shop. We have a wonderful night here at the old Atlanta Speedway, 2008 variant. As I take a quick look here to double check how many laps we're doing out here tonight. Just want to make sure. 75 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Not Echo Park, because this is technically the 2008 version. Going to be a great night of racing here as the final race of the second round. I have also, as you can all see on the top of your screens, and with our timing tower, I'll pull that up here in just a moment. We now have all of our playoff drivers highlighted in purple. Only 4 drivers will be moving on next week for the championship race at Phoenix, 90 laps under the lights at Phoenix Motor Speedway. Going to be a heck of a time here with the Wild West Racing League, so tune in next Wednesday for some more action. Come towards the end of practice, let's get our first playoff driver here. Ooh. Okay, we are still under practice. My apologies. We have 2 minutes left, so we have enough time to interview one driver. So let's get Trey Smith up in here.
This one's for every one of those fans in the stands that pull for me every week and take all the bullshit from everybody else.
Trey Smith, this is Pat Wilkinson up at the booth. Do you got me?
Yeah, I got you, Pat.
Well, Trey, we're back once again with you and the Wild West Racing League. And I believe for you it is a win and in for the playoff race next Wednesday. Do you have any real strategy to hopefully winning this thing out there tonight?
I don't know. Cars, I don't want to say much. Cars not too crazy bad. Definitely got to make some adjustments. I think we're just gonna kind of go out there and just take our time and do what we've been doing that helped us win the regular season championship, which is just be consistent and hit our points, hit our marks right, and just hopefully be there at the end, or where if we need to make an aggressive move, we'll make it, or if we can just pull an ass whooping out of our pocket, we can do that too.
Well, best of luck out there. We'll let you get back to the practice here with the final 50 seconds left. Hopefully, we'll be talking to you at the end of the race. How's that sound?
Hopefully it'll be me in victory lane, but I like that, brother.
All right. Best of luck out there, and hope to see the owner of Redline Radio, because now I have you in here, and I'm going to make sure I get you with that. Because you nailed me with that before the race, you little punk, and I'm going to get you with it right now on the live stream. So, best of luck out there.
Hey, well, you know what? Let's just hope I beat everyone's favorite driver tonight.
We will have to see. Best of luck.
Thanks, brother.
The ever-charismatic Trey Smith, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who are tuning in with us tonight, rather than watching the NASCAR qualifiers, welcome, of course. Always a pleasure to have you all in here. As a matter of fact, I will admit, I'm also trying to find it on my... there it is. On my tablet down here, I have on my my office chair. So I can at least tune in to see what's going on a little bit while we are under caution. 2 laps of qualifying here at Atlanta. Trey Smith. Not sure why he comes up as Antarctica, but nevertheless, welcome from Antarctica, Trey. One of the Ensign Motorsports drivers. Justin Bell, Mike Presley, Tanner Ensign, and Trey Smith are all championship contenders. James Napier and Dakota Henderson of Bumblebee Racing are both also two of your championship drivers, leaving you with your top 6. Big slide off of turn 1 there for Trey Smith, holding it straight, gets up into the wall. Gonna have to take another crack at it if he didn't get too much damage, or he might choose to reset down to pit road. Number 3 Redline Radio machine. We'll jump over to Justin Bell now, the number 8. Dirty Mo Media, number 8 machine. I like this paint job. This is a very, very classy style paint job. I like the dual blue with the red accents. After this season, Justin, hopefully we get to see more of you without those rookie stripes. Believe me, you'll be looking a lot sharper out there without them. No offense to you, of course. You've been absolutely fantastic all season. And you're up into the playoffs. So good for you. And our drivers are starting to set their qualifying times now. James Napier, the number 88, leading the way. Dakota Henderson in 2nd. Tanner Ensign in 3rd. Trey Smith in 4th. Justin Bell qualifying 5th. Mike Presley up to 6th. All 6 playoff drivers are the top 6 at the moment. Mike Presley with one more lap to go in his Stanford Witt O'Reilly's Cup machine. As you will also see in the top corner, yes, that is a NASCAR Cup Series logo. I could not find a O'Reilly's one just yet, so hopefully in the near future we'll be able to get one up there. It's also, I was trying to plug in some of our personal logos here at Fearless Broadcasting, and none of them seem to really work. So that's probably a me problem, but hey, it's fine. Your top 6 are all your championship contenders. Mike Loveless in the number 68 machine. is joining us once again. We have a pretty full field out here tonight, which is really nice. James Napier, Dakota Henderson, Tanner Ensign, Brandon Harris up to 4th. In the 33, Trey Smith, Justin Bell, Mike Presley in 7th, Scott Rush, I'm not in the race. New driver, I haven't seen the name of before, John Staticos? That's what I'm going to go with. And the number 08, Ty Sykes, Gene Watkinson, and Mike Lovelace out on the racetrack, choosing another fruity paint job. He and I discussed this previously, and we're gonna let it run. Everybody's opinions on what goes on in the world is more than welcome to be what they want to display on their race cars. I don't have a lot more to say on the matter without getting too political. But the icy design to it, the icy slurp drinks, whatever you call them these days, was a definitely interesting look when we first saw it a few weeks ago on the... yes, it was actually in the... it was at Indianapolis, I believe, a couple weeks back. And with that last lap, he got up to 2nd place. So James Napier is your leader. Mike Lovelace in the 68 Ice Machine next to him. Icy Machine. Dakota Henderson in the 5. In 3rd, Tanner Ensign, the 44 in 4th. Brandon Harris in the 33 in 5th. Trey Smith in the 3 down in 6th. Justin Bell in the 8 car down in 7th. Mike Presley in the 000 in 8th. Ty Sykes in the 1 Toyota down in 9th. John Staticos. Ladybug. Apparently, there is a ladybug on me. That was surprising. I was not expecting that. Hello, ladybug. I'm going to go take care of this. Now at least it's not going to surprise me again in the middle of the broadcast. Apologies for that, folks. 75 laps here at Atlanta. Mike Lovelace is the only car who is not yet loaded in, and he's up in 2nd place. Pace car rolling off this time. Mike Lovelace losing out on the position. Unfortunately for him, not sure if there was a radio issue or something else that has come into play here. And it appears that my radio on Discord has seemed to have failed. We'll relaunch that just a moment here. Ignore the screaming. James Napier by Tanner Ensign, Dakota Henderson, Trey Smith, Brandon Harris, Justin Bell, Mike Presley, John Statico, Ty Sykes, Scott Rush, Gene Watkinson, and Mike Lovelace. Not sure what happened to Mike. if he had to drop out for something. Pace car is off. We're getting ready to go green flag here at Atlanta. Tanner Ensign on the outside with a beautiful start. Side by side with the 88 of James Napier on the bottom. Dakota Henderson behind them. Trey Smith alongside. Brandon Harris in the 33 Toyota. One of only 2 Toyota cars out here tonight on the racetrack. Making some good moves. Staying in 5th. Trey Smith up 2 places sent to start. Mike Presley making up 2 as well. Justin Bell trying to keep up. He's still in 7th. John Statkos is up to 8th. Scott Rush is up to 9th. John Statkos making the move up to 7th now. Good for him. Passing Justin Bell. Ty Sykes is down in 10th. Gene Watkinson in 11th. Mike Loveless is just leaving pit road now. Tanner Ensign still leading the way. Lap 3 of 75 here at Atlanta. WYO Outlaw Custom die-cast race car. Big slides through the corners here. Everybody's losing grip here. James Napier in the 88 looking to go 3 wide with him and Dakota Henderson on the top. Chooses not to do it. Trey Smith trying to make a move on the 88 as well. Looking down to the bottom of the racetrack, that black and white number 3 machine. Looking up the bottom, making the move on the 88 at the moment. Dakota Henderson pulling away for the time being. Trey Smith in the 3, still side by side with the 88. Door to door down the backstretch they come once again. Brandon Harris and Mike Presley trying to chase them down. There's the lap car of the 68, Mike Loveless, the icy machine. 3 wide through the quad oval. Lap 5 of 75 here at Atlanta. Jump up to our leader, Dakota Henderson. He's pulling away quite handily here in the creamsicle, as I'm calling it, number 5 Hendrick machine. So far, your top 4 for the championship are Dakota Henderson, Tanner Ensign, Trey Smith, and James Napier. Mike Presley trying to chase down James in the 000. Fighting for 5th with Brandon Harris at the moment, and John Statkos for 6th now. Losing a few positions, now being contested by the 8 of Justin Bell. 7 laps completed here at Atlanta. Dakota Henderson just running away with it at the moment. Mike Loveless is 1 lap down in the icy machine, number 68. And of course, my name is up there because I'm the broadcaster. Ha 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 ha. Good pack starting to form up behind Dakota Henderson at the moment. Jump to a different camera angle here, get a better look at it. Whole group of guys trying to chase down that 5 car. 5, 44, 3, 88, 33, 08, excuse me, 33, 000, 8, the 04, the 1, the 111, and the 68. Dakota Henderson still a good ways up. 88 of James Napier looking all the way down into the grass, trying to make a move on the 3 of Trey Smith as they come through the quad oval. I believe this is a quad oval setup, the way that this track used to be, before it was strangely remade to be a super speedway, which none of us still really understand here. Tanner Ensign still trying to catch up to Dakota Henderson, but now under pressure from Trey Smith behind him. He's about a car and a half back and gaining. Trey's running a little more conservatively and running that bottom line, but it's making a world of difference here as Tanner Ensign is just struggling to keep that car straight through these corners. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. These cars, especially here at the old style of Atlanta, they love to get sideways real quick. As you can see, the 44 very sideways there, off of turn 3 and into 4. Almost looking to go 3 wide behind him. The 388 and the 08 for a moment there through the quad oval. Once again, 888 and the 8 side by side. 08, excuse me. We got too many duplicate numbers. I've got the 8, the 88, and the 08. Somebody's got to change. I mean, come on here. 88 on the 3. Trying to make it past Trey Smith. James Napier in the 88. 08 on the bottom, pushing James. John Statkos, one of the new drivers to the league, I believe. Oh, big slide for the 88 and the 08. They both keep it going straight here. No caution here at Atlanta, but definitely a big checkup and some big slides for the 08 and the 88. A lot of momentum lost. They're going to have a hell of a time trying to catch back up. 0 of Mike Presley now under pressure from James Napier, trying to get that spot back. Jump up board to him. Number 0 Chevrolet. I thought he ran Mustang for a moment. Another one of the Ensign Motorsport WY Outlaw custom diecast cars as the 44 connects with the wall for just a moment there. Big slide off of turn 2 into turn 3 they go, trying to chase down the 3 of Trey Smith just ahead of Mike Presley in the 0. 88 catching up quick, not wanting to get left in the dust here. Got a car length back on Trey Smith. Half a car. On his fender. Trey Smith up into the wall. Side by side down the backstretch they go. Tanner Ensign just in front of him. James Napier looking up the inside on Trey Smith. Mike Presley and James Napier making the move now. Dakota Henderson is 1.2 seconds up on Tanner Ensign. Mike Presley is about 3/10 behind them. Dakota Henderson is simply running away with this race at the moment, but there's still plenty of time left here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Whoa, 33 and the 08 come together. Big contact for the 33, manages to keep it going. Might have some damage there as he starts getting passed by everybody. The 8 car of Justin Bell all the way down to the grass. He's got an issue here. He's starting to slow down a lot. Getting passed by Ty Sykes. Gene Watkinson is almost 30 seconds off the pace. Not sure what's going on there with him, but he is a far way back. Dakota Henderson is now gaining on Gene Watkinson. Now, this is a worst-case scenario for Mike Loveless in the number 68 Icy machine. If Dakota Henderson passes Gene Watkinson 3 wide through turn 2, very loose from everybody doing it, though. 88, the 3, and the 08 all there together. That could have been a huge one on the backstretch. But if Dakota Henderson passes Gene Watkinson and puts Gene 1 lap down, Mike Loveless is not going to be the lucky dog for the first caution out here tonight. Down the backstretch they come. Dakota Henderson still leading the way here at Atlanta. Into turn 3 he goes. We'll jump back a little bit here to the 08 of John Statkos once again. under pressure from Tanner Ensign and James Napier behind him. Mike Presley up to second now, 1.1 and gaining on Dakota Henderson. Not sure if Dakota used too much too early, but there's still plenty of time here at Atlanta as we come to 20 laps completed, this time by Gene Watkinson, now on lap down officially on Dakota Henderson, and Mike Presley is the 08 of John Statkos. And I apologize, John. You're a new driver around here, so if I am pronouncing your name wrong, I do apologize. 20 laps of 75 here at Atlanta. Dakota Henderson, Mike Presley, James Napier, and Trey Smith are so far the 4 cars moving on to the next round. Tanner Ensign and Justin Bell need to start making up some time here. They have a lot to be fighting for in this championship. 2 of the fastest guys out there. Still plenty of time here at Atlanta. Dakota Henderson into turn 1 once again. Mike Loveless passing Gene Watkinson for the position, 1 lap down in the number 68 Icy machine. Jump back to Gene Watkinson for the moment as Ty Sykes goes on by this time. Gene is trundling around this racetrack, and not sure if he's just having all kinds of problems or what out there, but it has just not been a good night for him so far at all. So let's work our way up through the field now. This is the 111 Cottonelle machine. Here's the 68 Icy machine of Mike Loveless. Good man, fellow teammate. Great to be having you back on the stream once again. 1 car, Ty Sykes, is the next car up. Excuse me. Last car in the contention for the playoffs, the 8 Dirty Mo Media machine of Justin Bell. Brandon Harris in the 33 Castrol Toyota Supra. Classic paint job. I love that paint. Tanner Ensign in the 44, trying to make up some ground here on Scott Rush and Trey Smith ahead of him. Oh, excuse me. Scott Rush in the 04 now. Making the move on Trey Smith on the bottom of the racetrack. Trey Smith sliding way up high in the 3 car. Number 3, Redline Radio machine. Ensign Motorsports. James Napier, the number 88. Gaining once again on the number 68 Icy machine of Mike Loveless. Gene Watkinson down pit road. 08 making the move on the 0 for second place. Mike Presley has had a problem as the 08 of John Statkos blows his doors off through the front stretch here at Atlanta. We're just over a third of the way completed here. Time is running out for a lot of these guys. Mike Presley just behind him in the 0. And Dakota Henderson has been dominating this race basically since the beginning, having made up 2 positions since the start and has stayed there since, and he's now 2 seconds up on John Statkos and Mike Presley. James Napier is another 2 seconds behind Mike. Trey Smith is another 3 seconds behind James Napier, the next car down for the championship. Tanner Ensign, a second behind him, and Justin Bell, another 2 behind them. Excuse me. Dakota Henderson just hitting his marks out here. Simply masterclass out here at the moment. Nobody's been able to catch up to him, and nobody's really trying to at this point. They're just hoping that he's going to run his stuff too hard too early so that they can capitalize on a later pit stop. Dakota Henderson takes the start of lap 28 here, once again at Atlanta. This is the Wild West Racing League Stanford Witt O'Reilly's Cup Series, newly O'Reilly's Cup Series. Of course, all of our windshield banners and things, of course, say Xfinity still, because, you know, until 3 weeks ago, it was still the Xfinity Cup Series. So it's fine. Brought to you by Redline Radio, WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast, and of course streamed by us here at Fearless Broadcasting and Fearless Motorsports. Brought to you by SDK Gaming, iRacing Live Timing, Puffy's Swag Shop, and Goose's Rattle Can Shop. So far, a very uneventful race here at Atlanta. Gene Watkinson still down pit road. 30 laps completed of 75 this time by. Mike Loveless trying to make up as much ground as he can in number 68 Icy Machine. Chasing down the 5 of Dakota Henderson. He's probably the only car fast enough out here to do it at the moment. Mike Loveless, excuse me. Mike Loveless being one of the fastest drivers I have ever had the pleasure of racing with. Ty Sykes down pit road this time. Do we start to see some other takers? Ty Sykes going with an earlier stop. Dakota Henderson slowing way down on the bottom. Yes, we have our first pit stop of the leader. Dakota Henderson down pit road this time. Mike Presley taking second place. John Statkos is now your race leader here at Atlanta. Lap 32 of 75. Trying to keep the icy 68 machine of Mike Loveless down one lap. Ty Sykes off pit road. Beautiful pit stop from him. Dakota Henderson, Brandon Harris down pit road as well. Mike Loveless dipping his tires onto the apron for just a moment, managing to keep the car aimed the right way. 08 tucking up right behind his wing here. Trying to put him another lap down. Keep the lead away from Dakota Henderson. Put as many roadblocks as he can ahead of him. Might not be for the championship, but anything at this point helps everybody else. James Napier up to second is now your next playoff driver, leading the way. Tanner Ensign in fourth at the moment. Trey Smith, Mike Presley, and Justin Bell down pit road this time. Mike Presley off pit road now. James Napier running by himself for the moment. 04 Scott Rush behind him. Tanner Ensign, little ways back. Plenty of other drivers a lap down. James Napier having conserved earlier on, knowing that this was going to be a race of endurance here at Atlanta. Managed to conserve what he could while he could. English. Dum-da-dum-dum-da-dum, and that's all, folks. John Statkos and Ty Sykes down pit road once again. If he had a problem, that's unfortunate. John Statkos still leading the way, getting the slipstream from the 68 Icy machine of Mike Loveless ahead of him. Tanner Ensign down pit road this time. These guys are trying to push to make it a one-stop race, trying to get at least to assumedly lap 40 before they need to pit. 08 of John Statkos chickens out and pulls down pit road. Just does not seem to have the fuel to make it. Down pit road he goes. James Napier following him down. Tanner Ensign following suit as well. Tanner Ensign's further back than that. My apologies. Scott Rush is now your race leader. Being passed by the 000 of Mike Presley, getting his lap back. Scott Rush not having as much speed, probably running out of gas too at this point. He's starting to slow down. He's coming down pit road this time. Mike Loveless, I can't believe it at the moment, in the 68 Icy machine. If he can get out of the pits ahead of Scott, if he can get in front of the pit road ahead of Scott Rush, will be your race leader here at Atlanta, having started at least a lap down. If he can get ahead of Scott Rush here, he's going to be the race leader. Yes, he is now. Mike Loveless in the 68 Icy machine is now your race leader. Dakota Henderson behind him, trying to chase him down, trying to get that position back. Mike Presley behind him. Two playoff drivers chasing each other down. John Statkos in the 08 behind them. Justin Bell in the 8 other championship car behind them. And James Napier behind them. Mike Loveless down pit road this time. That extra lap only got about another lap and a half worth of fuel, but hopefully that was what mattered at this point, because he's basically made it to lap 40. If he can conserve well enough, if there is a late race caution, he will have just that little edge on everybody else. He might have the fuel to make it if there is a green-white checkered. Excuse me. Little tired tonight. We'll jump back a little bit here down to Trey Smith once again. Chasing down the 88 of James Napier in front of him. Justin Bell in front of the pair. Tanner Ensign behind Trey Smith, about 4 seconds down. Still plenty of time here, just over 30 laps left. Trey Smith trying to make the most of the night here. Hoping for the Hail Mary caution at some point here. Mike Loveless off pit road now. Brandon Harris ahead of him. Scott Rush, Tanner Ensign, Trey Smith, James Napier, Justin Bell, John Statkos, Mike Presley, and Dakota Henderson. Ty Sykes behind Mike Loveless in 11th. Gene Watkinson, I believe, at this point, is out of the race, considering how long he's been down pit road. Just not the way you want to be having your night. Dakota Henderson, about half a lap up on Trey Smith, started lap 43, as Trey Smith was halfway down the backstretch. Dakota Henderson, under some pressure though, from the 000 of Mike Presley. Excuse me, wrong Mike. These two are pushing each other really hard, but got to be careful not to overuse what they do have in their race cars. 30 laps to go next time by here at Atlanta. Just under 30 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Dakota Henderson in the lead once again, still under pressure from the zero of Mike Presley behind him. Starting to pull away, though, a little bit down through the corners. John Statcoast in the 0-8, little ways back, trying to keep up. Justin Bell, James Napier, Trey Smith, Scott Rush, Tanner Ensign, Brandon Harris, Mike Loveless, and Ty Sykes are the 11 cars still on track. The bottom three, Brandon Harris, Mike Loveless, and Ty Sykes, are all at least one lap down. And right now, Dakota Henderson, Mike Presley, Justin Bell, and James Napier are the only cars moving on. Trey Smith and Tanner Ensign need to make some magic happen here, or there has to be a Hail Mary caution late in the race. "28 laps to go here at Atlanta. Top three is starting to close into each other once again. Mike Presley, 7/10 off Dakota Henderson. John Statcoast only 0.3 behind Mike Presley. And then there is a 8-second gap between John Statcoast and Justin Bell. I would like to, at this point, send a appreciation out there to the wonderful folks at SDK Gaming on their Discord. Let's see if I can find it here. Pascal Higlen, I believe is how you pronounce his name. I appreciate very much how many times you've bailed me out on trying to learn how to do the coding for SDK Gaming. It means a lot to me. I've been able to hopefully improve the viewing experience for everybody back home, as John Statcoast has made the move on Mike Presley and is now trying to make the pass on Dakota Henderson side by side off of turn 4. They both get a little squirrely. John Statcoast all the way up to the wall. Getting real close. Almost doors the 5 into the quad oval. Down into turn 1, 25 laps to go. John Statcoast not backing down, though, on the outside line. He makes it work. John Statcoast leads at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Bold move from John Statcoast. We do have some more takers down pit road. Trey Smith and Justin Bell down pit road this time. Probably looking to top off and maybe change the outside set of tires. At this point, would not hurt anybody to do. Very uneventful race here, caution-wise, out here tonight at Atlanta. We'll jump down to Tanner Ensign, the 44 machine. Justin Bell behind him. Trey Smith a lap down now, just coming off of pit road with, I believe that's Justin Bell ahead of him. Yes, that's Justin Bell ahead of the 44. Sounds like the 44 is winding down a little bit, but he's continuing on. 23 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. John Statcoast is now to second and a third ahead of Dakota Henderson. Mike Presley is about 2 seconds back. James Napier is 7 seconds behind Mike Presley. Tanner Ensign is 12 seconds behind James Napier. And Justin Bell is a lap down. Trey Smith is 2 down. Very poor night for a lot of our playoff drivers here. Justin Bell and Trey Smith particularly. Dakota Henderson down pit road. Mike Presley down pit road. James Napier in the 88 continues on. Might go one more time and refuel with 20 to go. Try to get just that little extra edge out on the rest of our drivers here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. John Statkos is still not backing down. He's 11.1 seconds ahead of James Napier, now up to second. Tanner Ensign in the 44 is 13 seconds behind James. Dakota Henderson now a lap down. Mike Presley with apparently a bit of an adventure off of the track. Not sure if he overshot pit road, but still green flag here. Less than 20 laps to go. Big slide from the 5. Dakota Henderson with a huge slide through turn 3 manages to get it off the racetrack away from James Napier. An incredible save from Dakota Henderson. We might have to go back and take a look at that. What a save. Didn't have any contact, didn't have any big crash, and managed to keep the car going. John Statkos is still your leader in the 08. Will this be a debut race win for John Statkos in the 08 machine? He's hitting his marks pretty nicely here. 17 laps to go now. Scott Rush making the move on James Napier. Down pit road he comes. Tanner Ensign up to third now. New playoff leader. John Statkos down pit road this time. Bit of a lockup. Not sure if he got it slowed down in time. There is the 88 of James Napier, being the fastest car on the track when we started. Scott Rush in the 4. Just coming through the quad oval now. Tanner Ensign now only 4 seconds off the lead. Mike Presley in the 0. Mike Loveless in the 68 Icy machine, just ahead of the 04. Not sure if we're going to see another taker for pit road here. Ty Sykes has had an accident. 15 laps to go. Still green flag here. He's down 4 laps. Let's jump and see what happened here. Coming off of pit road. Got up onto the apron there and just spins it out. Spins out in the exit of pit road. No caution though. Managed to keep it going. Scott Rush is still your leader. He's 5 seconds up on Tanner Ensign. Dakota Henderson in second, currently for the playoffs. Justin Bell in third, and Mike Presley in fourth. James Napier and Trey Smith down 1 lap each. We will have to see at this point if there is a caution. Will anybody else pit? Mike Loveless was huge damage to the front right of the 68 car. Not sure if he hit the wall coming off of turn 2. Very unfortunate there. 88 looking to blow the doors off the 04. Through the quad oval they come. 13 laps to go. James Napier back on the lead lap. He's down in 7th. He is better part of 6 seconds off of Mike Presley. A lot of ground to make up, but still some time to do it. 12 laps to go at the line. Scott Rush still with a pretty good lead on Tanner Ensign, not slowing down a whole lot here. Brandon Harris comes off of pit road, 2 laps down. Mike Lovelace down a lap in the 68. Trey Smith still 1 lap down. Justin Bell making the move on Dakota Henderson there. He's up to 4th and 2nd in the championship now. Mike Presley, Dakota Henderson, Justin Bell, and Tanner Ensign are your championship 4 at the moment. At the line, we have 10 laps to go. Trey Smith being a lap down. Not sure if he's going to have the speed to beat out James Napier, at least the line, and get 5th in the championship. But there's still some time. Nine laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Scott Rush still leading the way. Tanner Ensign in 2nd, trying to chase him down. He's starting to gain on Scott Rush. John Stackhouse 3 seconds back, 2.5 seconds back now. Dakota Henderson almost 13 seconds behind them. Challenging Justin Bell. Mike Presley behind them. They're all challenging each other here. These are your 3 cars for the playoff here. Dakota Henderson, Mike Presley, and we're on board with now in the 0, and Justin Bell, in the 8. 8 laps to go. James Napier and Trey Smith a good ways back, but there's still a little bit of time. Mike Lovelace down and off pit road now. Bring him down another 2 laps. Another bad night for Mike Lovelace, which is unusual for him. Missed the race start and has just not had a lot of opportunity to get into the rhythm we normally see him in. Mike Presley making the move on Dakota Henderson down the bottom of the racetrack. Still fender to fender with Dakota Henderson through turns 1 and 2. Making the move now. Justin Bell up into the wall, getting a little sideways. Manages to keep it straight. Into turn 3. Tanner Ensign, 12 seconds up on them. James Napier, 2 seconds behind Justin Bell, trying to make up as much time as he can before the end of this race. John Stackhouse up to 2nd. 4 seconds up on Tanner Ensign. Scott Rush still leading the way, but losing is just bleeding time here at the moment. Not sure if he's got a problem or if he's deliberately slowing up, trying to conserve, make sure he makes it to the end. John Stackhouse looking to make the move once again to be a new race winner here in the Wild West Racing League as he breezes by. 4 laps to go at the line. John Stackhouse, your new race leader once again. Chasing down the 3 of Trey Smith. Solid but aggressive driving from the 08 here. trying to keep up that speed. 3 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Will John Stackhouse be able to be our newest race winner in the Wild West Racing League? Brought to you by Redline Radio, brought to you by WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast, because I'm getting that down. This is the Stand for Wit O'Reilly's Cup Series, because it's not the Xfinity Series anymore. And of course, Fearless Broadcasting, brought to you by the newly founded Fearless Setup Shop, Puffy's Swag Shop for the best merchandise of all your favorite Fearless Motorsports drivers, and Goose's Rattle Can Shop for all of our wonderful paint jobs. 2 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. John Stackhouse still leading the way. Tanner Ensign is 8 seconds ahead of Mike Presley. Mike Presley's made the move on Dakota Henderson. Justin Bell in 4th for the championship. Dakota Henderson and Justin Bell are still challenging each other as the white flag is out. John Stackhouse has 4 more turns to make. He's 4 1/4 seconds up on Scott Rush. Tanner Ensign, Mike Presley, Dakota Henderson, Justin Bell are going to be your new top 4 playoff drivers for Phoenix next week, as John Stackhouse comes to the line and wins at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Dakota Henderson and Justin Bell have crashed. Oh, we have problems. Oh, the 8 dumps the 5, but the 5 comes straight back around and dumps him back. So hang on. Tanner Ensign, Mike Presley, James Napier, and I'm not sure if Dakota Henderson is going to get the position in the playoff. We will have to see after the broadcast. We'll be sure to bring that to you next week, of course, with our Championship 4. But John Stackhouse is your new race winner here in the Wild West Racing League. And let's get him up in here now. John Stackhouse, this is Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. Do you got me?
Yes, I do. How are you?
John, congratulations on a fantastic first win here in the Wild West Racing League. Congratulations. What was your strategy to winning out there tonight?
Just run and hope for long greens, which was perfect. These guys did a fantastic job running a full green race.
I'm going to be amazed with that myself as well, because we are not usually renowned for that.
Yeah, it was great. It was a little sketchy on cold tires, a little bit loose and stuff like that, as long as you maintained it. Then I got my tires on the second and last run here were like perfect wear, so it was good.
Well, John, fantastic debut win here with the Wild West Racing League. Is there anything you'd like to add before we sign off for the night?
No, so far it's been a great league. Thanks to all the guys for racing clean and doing really well. I really enjoyed this race. It was fun. And just a shout out to all the racers. Good job.
Very respectable. Congratulations on your first place finish here with the Wild West Racing League. We hope to see more of you in the future. And until next time, have a good one. How's that sound?
Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody. Thank you to Wild West. Thank you to the owners or all the reps, all the guys here, and all the racers. They're all great. Thank you very much for everything.
Always a pleasure. Have a good one.
You as well. Thank you.
That was your race winner, John Stackhouse. Let's get the second place finisher, Scott Rush, up in here. Oop, wrong one.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Scott Rush, this is Pat Wilkinson up at the booth. Do you got me?
Hey, Pat. How's it going, man?
Scott, fantastic second place finish. But it seemed to me like you were having some trouble keeping some speed in that race car towards the end there as you finished 5 1/3, excuse me, because I can't math at the moment. 5 1/3 of a second behind John Statkos. Were you having a problem out there, or what was going on?
I pitted once. I mean, that was my strategy. I knew he was going to catch me. He was about 14 seconds behind me with about 12 laps to go, and he was gaining like a second and a half, 2 seconds per lap, because I pitted once at 37 laps, and that's it. So I was just stretching my fuel and driving on bald tires the last 5 laps. So if he would have made a mistake, I would have won. I was hoping that he would make a mistake, but he didn't. So I knew he was going to catch me. Like on lap 70, I told my teammates, I said, he's going to run me down and pass me.
Well, congratulations on a respectable second regardless. And, well, of course it's not the finish you wanted, but that's the one we got. And just unfortunately, strategy didn't play out as well as you hoped. Regardless, fantastic job out there tonight, especially with a fully green flag race the whole time. I was amazed by that one.
Crazy, yeah.
Usually we have at least 2 or 3 cars up in the grandstands. I mean,
I was waiting for it too. I saw so many people bouncing off the walls. I thought a caution was going to come.
Between you and me, I was waiting for it too. It's like, come on, give me something more interesting than the race itself to talk about.
I could have used it because I could have slapped some fresh tires and been a little stronger at the end. But I'm happy with it. I started 10th or 11th, I think. Finished second. I'm good with it. So.
Well, congratulations regardless, and we hope to see more of you next time we go green. I believe next Tuesday for the Dirt Series.
Thanks a lot, Pat. Great job up there. Appreciate you every week.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
That was your second place finisher, Scott Rush there. Let's get the 44 of Tanner Ensign. Tanner, this is Pat Wilkinson up at the booth. You got me.
I got you, Pat. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Tanner, what a recovery from that race. You were in last for a good while there, I gotta admit. But fantastic recovery back up to third place. What was your strategy to get back up there so quick?
So we had a fast car in qualifying, and we made a great run up there towards the front. It just got really tight there about 10 laps in, and then I almost wrecked me and Gene, and I don't know how I saved that thing. I wrecked it all the way down the front stretch and never hit a thing. So then just stayed out longer than Dakota and everybody, hoping that the track position would come my way, and it did. On that last stop, I was a lap and a half short, and I just went into fuel saver mode, and knowing everybody else, with the exception of Scott, was going to have to pit again.
Well, regardless, congratulations on a fantastic third place finish there. And a bit of a wild one for Justin Bell and Dakota Henderson at the end there as well. They both wrecked each other out at the end of the race, which I thought was a bit of an interesting strategy. But
right, yeah, I heard that through the comms there at the end. We're going to go over and have a meeting about that, I'm sure. But I know that I didn't finish behind Trey or Mike, which is unfortunate for Ensign Motorsports as a whole, that we got to send 2 cars home. But I know that I'm locked into the championship round now, so that makes me feel a lot better.
I bet that does. And congratulations on being the first place finisher for the playoffs out here tonight. Of course, we'll have to get everybody the results next week for next Wednesday when we go green for the championship race at Phoenix, I believe it is.
Yep, at Phoenix. And I'll have them up tonight, so you got all week to stew on them and make your predictions and your picks and all that fun stuff. I do want to thank Wild Outlaw Custom Diecast, Stanford Whip Foundation, Redline Radio, Wire Brothers Inc., everybody on this car that makes it possible every week, everybody who shows up and races every week, Fearless Broadcasting, and my boy Pat up there in the booth, just putting on a hell of a show every week, and can't wait to do it again next week. Race for a championship.
Well, between you and me, next week, make sure there's a couple of cautions in there. We need to have at least half the field in the grandstands here. I mean, we were just talking about that with who was it there? Scott Rush.
Scott, yeah.
It's like, this isn't the Wild West Racing League. Nobody's beating each other's fenders in. No, the minute when I don't race anymore, that's when everyone plays nice. Okay, I understand. Y'all suck.
We've come to a conclusion that the races where they should be chaos, short tracks with old wore out surfaces, all of that, even some of our super speedway races where it should be chaos, there isn't ever chaos, but the races that should go nice and smooth and caution free, we have 12. So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. That's just
And this
how
is
it
why we
turns
don't
out
do
for
road
us.
courses, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we don't do road courses. It would be
We
an
ran
absolute
one.
nightmare.
We ran one at Wind Green the whole time at Mexico City.
it
It
was the
wasn't very
Glen, wasn't
fun
it?
for me, at least, but
Well. Congratulations on a third-place finish. And, well, we hope to see you on the top step of the championship next week. How does that sound?
that sounds amazing. I hope it happens. Let's go get it done.
Couldn't agree with you more. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good, Pat. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
Talk to you later. That was your third-place finisher, Tanner Ensign, and first place currently in the championship. Well, folks, it's been another beautiful hour here with Fearless Broadcasting and the Wild West Racing League Stanford Witt O'Reilly's Cup Series, brought to you by Redline Radio, WYO Outlaw Custom Diecast, and I'm going to have to get this down better. I promise. I'm going to do it one of these days. Fearless Broadcasting is brought to you by SDK Gaming's iRacing Live Timing. We are brought to you by Goose's Rattle Can Shop, Puffy's Swag Shop, and the newly founded Fearless Setup Shop. My name's Pat Wilkinson up in the booth, and until next time, goodbye, farewell, and amen.
Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
JS